from what we're somewhat expecting. Azir, wow, this is quick. Azir, Varus Graves from Copenhagen Wolves, Sivir, Nidalee, and Lulu from Giants. So TF is up, Lissandra is up, Instalock, Trundle. I guess you have to go Poppy now.
But this is the problem, is the Giants, their bluff has been called by Wolves, because now either SmittyJ takes the Poppy or Wolves do the Trundle Poppy that they did in the previous game. Or at least a couple of games ago, at least. I'm a little kind of sad that Giants are still banning Nidalee on red side. Because I feel like as good as Ku is, and his games on Nidalee were impressive, I feel like Wisdom can handle it when he's on a playmaking champion. When he is not on a playmaking champion, I don't even think he can handle Ku.
Well, we'll see if Gragas falls into that category for Wisdom. SmittyJ has locked in the Poppy, so Wickd will have the choice to run Trundle into it. It is something that he has done before. He's played Trundle in the split. Or if SirNukeAlot gets a chance, maybe he wants to run support again. Braum is up, Alistar is up, Lucian is up, Corki is up. I'm just running through some of the priority picks, and Caedrel can get either of his utility picks maybe later in the draft.
I like this though. Taking the Gragas away means you force Ku onto the Elise that he was not uncomfortable on, but game 1 he missed a lot of cocoons. Game 2 he covered for it a lot, but certainly his Gragas was more impressive in game 3. So you take away the champion that Ku has been playing pretty well on. Now at least gives Wisdom that jungle matchup. At least in his mind, he has the ability to do more with this Gragas. So we got Poppy and Trundle in the top lane. That leaves us with support and jungle being locked in here.
Oh, no real surprises by the Elise and the Alistar. So Hustlin, Braum would be the expectation.
Braum Kalista
Lucian,
or Braum Lucian here?
I think Lucian's a safe one, and you deny it from Pinoy, but then you give Pinoy Kalista.
Yeah.
Kalista Alistar.
But yeah, that is fair. I think that though Lucian, Alistar, both of them are strong lanes. Like, both of them I wouldn't be too unhappy to run if I was Pinoy. Maybe even happier with the Lucian. The Jhin is available, of course. SONSTAR played it in the last game.
It reduces the likelihood of the
Kalista. Yeah. So that is one setup that SONSTAR may have. It did just work very well for them.
But it was in combination with the long range of Varus. So does Pepi fall back to a Corki maybe? It's not quite the same impact, but it is a fairly similar playstyle if you go for the poke, keep people at arm's reach. I said it will be the Lucian Braum. So last minute pivot. It's not a big surprise, but now Pinoy has to run something into it.
So Kalista should come out here, would be what we were expecting.
Played it 4 times, 1-3 record, leading into this best of 5. I'm
going to mention this because he's hovering it. Pinoy did play Twitch.
How did that go?
In a win, he had 10 kills, 5 deaths, 6 assists. It went fairly well for them with a team fighting composition.
How long ago was that?
That was in regular split. There have been 8 games since that.
Okay.
In fact, they may have been just playoffs then.
That's tough. That's a long time ago for this pick to work, and it's not something we're seeing really anywhere in the world.
No. There we go. Okay. I was going to say I don't expect it. I believe that was in a game where they felt like they had a convincing win set up for themselves. So Ezreal is another champion that Pinoy has been playing a lot. Pinoy's actually had one of the most diverse champion pools for an AD carry we've had in Challenger. Has certainly been putting in good performances. And that Morgana is now going to the mid lane for Caedrel again. Good game on the Morgana against the setup where we had a Rammus for Giants. Really denied a lot of what they wanted to do.
Thematically, if Giants were going to play a team comp like they have all series long, they'd pick a physical damage mid laner. It's something they've shown a lot of penchant for.
They got Corki they could take here. The Lissandra is actually available, believe it or not, and was not picked by the Wolves.
We'll see if Pepi decides to run that one. Instead, it's going to go back to the Corki, which he has played once already, in game 1, where Wisdom helped with Nidalee. So a bit more of a well-rounded team comp, I feel, from Giants. They've got a little bit of everything. Some good engage, some good team fights, some good AoE and wave clear. On the side of Copenhagen Wolves, I think they're very heavily pick-oriented. The Cocoon, Dark Bindings.
Which is why I'm a little surprised they didn't go for the Lissandra. Because I feel like with the Alistar, with the Elise, you can get a fair sense of lockdown, but then Morgana obviously will offer single target pick and the ability to use her ultimate in team fight.
0 games on Pepi's Lissandra, all split long. Has not pulled that one out despite the preferences of the rest of the league.
It's been a long day.
I don't know why I'm tripping over my words. They're just all blending together. So the Giants flag is on the stage. That is what is at stake in this series. If Copenhagen Wolves pick up this win, close out the series 3-2, they will knock Giants off that stage and into Challenger for the summer split, and they will get themselves one more shot. Well, technically two. Best of fives on Saturday and Sunday. So we need to see who's going to come out victorious. It's a change of picks and bans. It's a change of strategy, but it's a similar flavor of what we've been seeing. These beefy top laners, now we're going to see them reversed.
It is a similar flavor. Will this be the last time that we say this for the former LCS team? Get on Twitter, hashtag GIA win if you think they've got what it takes to stay in the promotion tournament. Hashtag CW win if you think the new blood is going to unseat the 10th spot, put themselves one best of 5 away.
Yeah, one step closer. Yeah, and Giants maybe about to break.
I can't take this anymore.
This is the final game because in the end,
stop it.
It's all that matters. The worst part is I'm trying to search for the rest of the lyrics,
no,
and I'm not finding them.
I've got too many lyrics up there in my head that I could use, but I feel like this moment is, you know, just we should refrain.
It's done. It's done. Yeah, it is donezo. Donezo.
30 seconds.
All right, delayed invade. She was on the other foot because Copenhagen Wolves tried this a few games ago. A little bit of a cheeky challenge, and Giants decide against it.
It's like, nope.
No makings of a lane swap as far as I can see yet.
Hard to tell with them all grouped together.
Yeah, EUCS is currently hovering around the mid lane.
Who's starting bot side, which does indicate lane swap. Him and Wicked have at least angled towards bottom lane. You can see support's gone up, but as have the Giants.
Ooh, Australia lanes it is.
Good day to our friends
over
there. With OPL.
I guess it would be good morning now?
It's always
with the
good day.
Time difference?
With the apostrophe.
Okay. Good day.
8.
Do you drop one of the Ds? Good day?
Think so.
Okay. Don't know how to write
We'd
it.
have to ask.
I don't write Australian.
Just turn the paper upside down.
Yeah. That's pretty much what we're doing in the Rift. No real surprises here as far as keystones are concerned. Both going further on Pinoy as well as SONSTAR. Wisdom going to clear out the Gromp Crubs taken by SONSTAR and Hustlin. Pinoy and EUCS will mirror. And of course, with SmittyJ and Wickd seeing each other, both teams will be well aware of the impending quasi-standard lanes.
Yes, the lane setups will be equal in numbers. Ooh, Pinoy getting hit. Level 2 for both teams.
Yeah, good damage from SONSTAR and Hustlin. They win the trade, but EUCS will eventually be able to heal once he gets access to that triumphant roll.
SONSTAR was barely out of range for the auto attack on Pinoy that would have locked him down because the E forward, he'd already hit 2 of the marks on Pinoy, so the last one would have procced that passive, may even have resulted in a flash or heal being burned, but not to be. Pinoy managed to get himself away and keep himself alive. But look at the CS difference already, 11-3. There's a big wave in front of them. So it obviously will be evened up somewhat now. As,
I kind of expect that in this matchup, though.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, Ezreal is going to get out-bullied by Lucian until 2-3 items when then Pinoy can spam those mystic shots to get some control.
But at the same time, it's near impossible to kill Ezreal with an Alistar next to him. You can never really engage on him. He's away. He can just farm with Q if he needs to. Alistar will be there to protect him and heal him. So it's like one of the safest lanes currently in the meta right now. So for a Braum Lucian to actually take that 2v2 is fairly difficult to do anything other than farm.
Well, let's take a look at some of the other lanes that are farming, because Caedrel and xPePii, it is now the Morgana into Corki. It's going to be interesting to see how long that Black Shield lasts when you consider all the magic damage that xPePii is going to be putting out. I want to see how that's going to impact the matchup. Blue buff will get stolen away here, it looks like. Ooh, no, early smite.
The one health wonder.
Timing.
Down to 40, down to 2, down to 1, and Ku comes in and is like, yoink.
Yep, picks up. So Giants do all the hard labor and Ku gets the rewards. And then obviously the next lane that we have to look at is this Wickd SmittyJ. Oh, I'm not going to get cheeky this time around, Hustlin.
So close for Giants.
The role swap. How is Wickd going to perform on Trundle? Because he's been facing off against Trundle all series long. Now he's got the Trundle shoes on. And we got to see if he can do the troll dance.
Just got to control 3. That's what he's going to do. It's not hard, Trev. Even said it in hotkeys.
Buzzkill. He's just got a control 3.
Well, we'll see how the control goes in the mid lane with this Morgana against a Corki. He can push the wave back, obviously. Well, she can with the Tormented Soil. Cool looking for action down in his bottom lane against SmittyJ. SmittyJ is going to back away, though. There's really nothing to actually happen here. SmittyJ shouldn't push up to this turret and isn't going to.
No, got some support. Running teleport, Caedrel and Wickd, both running TP. As you can see, Caedrel landing back in front of xPePii to farm up. Got access to the Frost Fang already. The Lords will get a little bit of damage onto xPePii. Down 12 CS. I think, again, you somewhat expect that. Morgana into Corki matchup.
In the early game, yeah.
Yeah, without jungle of interference.
But then you take into account now the TP play. Caedrel has the chance now to even up at least a wave of this CS. So he's now down to 10 difference after he takes these 6, shoves it into tower. xPePii may get the tail end of this wave, maybe 1 or 2.
I think it's important to note that these are still standard lanes, despite being inverted. And the reason I want to say that, the 3 previous games have heavily relied on how the lane swap early game has played out.
Yeah.
When Giants have made mistakes in the lane swap, they've lost games. And in game 1, where they had standard lanes, they won relatively convincingly.
Yeah, they won in a crushing fashion. And if they can, mirror that, replicate it, that would be Giants holding on to their spot. But, now is the fatigue factor, right? Is realistically, Giants have been playing best of ones for 9 weeks. So their actual experience in a playoff bracket is fairly minimal, whereas Copenhagen Wolves over the last 3 weeks have played 2 series of best of 5, one of which went to 5 games. So even though Caedrel is an inexperienced player when it comes to the LCS stage, he's actually had a lot of best of 5 experience when you compare it to somebody like Hustlin, who hasn't. This is his first best of 5 series.
That's very true. And we'll see who's going to have the mental fortitude to close the game out.
And there's the other side of that, though, which after the Copenhagen Wolves' unfortunate loss to Huma in the last game, I say unfortunate because of what happened to end that game, the crazy push onto the inhibitors. Caedrel actually went out on Twitter and said, well, I was the one that was actually calling that, to go for the Nexus after the inhibitor push. And to leave shot calling up to such a young player that does not have stage experience in a moment like that is, half trusting and maybe half foolish at that point. If you don't have a strong... You're in a team with Ku, Wickd, Pinoy. These are players who have been here, done this. And to leave the shot calling up to the new guy is maybe a little worrying.
Well, I guess you can argue both sides of it. Right now, SmittyJ's in trouble. Ku from Repel app dodges away from the hammer. Ku's looking for more. SmittyJ may have survived. Just the ultimate. Ku's looking to dive, decides against it. Volatile Spiderling is running.
Itsy Bitsy Spider stopped under the turret because he did not get aggro.
So, no summoners blown. SmittyJ just forced to use an ultimate. Survives the engage. First blood. Lives to be killed another minute later in the game. And SmittyJ's still going to farm away.
Quite quick.
Yeah, it actually had no legs. It was like...
That's ironic, because the spider had 8.
Had. Then changed to
Did you
human
pull them
form.
all off?
Yeah. No, I'm not that kind of person. No.
Fool me.
I remember, was it Jean Carrey that killed the spider that way? Telekinesis? Can't remember. xPePii's going to get a very good trade into Caedrel. Despite missing the big one, will still come away in an advantageous position. No more consumables for Caedrel in the mid lane, and teleport is about a third of the way still to go. There's going to be a party here too. Look at all of the support for Giants. Oh, this is going to be scary. A dash forward for xPePii.
Okay.
Caedrel's in trouble. Flashes away. The body slam flash. Wisdom with the body barrel. First blood.
The body barrel first blood. Flash body barrel. Body barrel flash. I like it.
I'm just making up new things today.
It's good. It's fine. It's nice. Caedrel.
There are naming conventions for a reason. I'm breaking those conventions.
Ah, dear. Caedrel couldn't survive through that, though. And now look at the CS difference between the two. We talked about how Caedrel could maybe make up some of the deficit by teleporting back in. Not quite the case. 68 CS to 92 now with the assist going over to PePi. Top lane, Pinoy nearly eats Winter's Bite. But, you know, from here, this standard lanes is kind of exactly what we were expecting from Giants, is they focused so hard on mid lane. They put Caedrel onto an awkward champion, just like in game 1, and then came and ganked him, and it's worked again.
Advantage for Pepinero. 10 minutes, approaching plus 20. If we look down the rest of the lane, SmittyJ's down 5, despite being ganked early and despite a roam. So I think that's some credit to SmittyJ in this matchup.
Yeah.
And of course, SONSTAR in an advantageous matchup in the top lane. Giants, look, they should be ahead. They've got a team comp that has the ability to do well in lanes. SmittyJ and Wickd, they're going to go toe-to-toe. Subjugate's already been used. Smitty's going to hold on to that ultimate for just a while longer. Heroic charge forward. The chomp comes down. The boot is away, but teleport comes in from Caedrel. Their support, SONSTAR and Hustlin come in. Second kill to Giants.
Caedrel with a really awkwardly timed TP. Black Shield on herself, but it got broken very quickly, and then 3 people from Giants were there. Giants actually opted out of this lane swap, out of the standard lanes at least, now to swap down to bottom, and they're putting the pressure down on the turret. So this should be a fairly even trade now with the timing between the towers. Giants will be a little bit further ahead of the play because obviously Copenhagen Wolves weren't initially pushing because they hadn't recognized that it was a full-on swap.
And that means Giants are in the lead. 2,500 gold. The tower is being left, in fact. It looks like SONSTAR will come back to finish that one off as Copenhagen Wolves have secured the kill. So just getting some additional vision. Don't make the same mistake as game 3.
Also, it's pulling back now. At least there's a wave for SmittyJ to collect. Letting it kill the extra minions allows the wave to kind of pull out. Wickd can't really push up and clear it out too effectively. Giants going to transition into Dragon. This is something we've seen them do time and time again. Goes unpunished by the Copenhagen Wolves. Look how far top lane was pushed in. And the Wolves now have no other options, really. All they can do is get some farm onto Wickd.
And it's going to be very important because Wickd can unlock the side lanes.
Yeah.
Copenhagen Wolves, they want a team comp that can scale. Pinoy's finally got that mana immune. It's still going to be stacking. You know that blue build really wants to get the Iceborne Gauntlet and the Blade of the Ruined King. So we're only 2 items away from Ezreal becoming powered. Only, you know. /S, in case that was not delivered well enough. But for Giants now, let's see what they can do with their lead. I still feel they have more headroom to push, especially as this mid-game will progress. 12 minutes in. And we've got a 10-minute plus lane swap.
This series has been weird for lane swaps. We had a swap that ended up in standard lanes, and now we've had standard lanes that are upside down ending up in a swap. And now Giants are actually...
Oh no! Well, don't do it.
No. This is it should be okay.
That's why.
Okay, now
don't do it. Wicked's in trouble, man. Okay. He's teleported in, stunned under the tower. Yeah. I've seen this movie before.
Well, I mean, that would have been fine if the TP from SmittyJ wasn't available. Normally to TP into 1v2 is okay with a minion wave, but TP answered from Giants. You're completely right on that one.
And towers traded, so PePi had backed away, almost was in trouble, had no mana for a Valkyrie. Giants extend their lead. They're even on towers.
We've seen big problems, though, with Wickd utilizing TP in a lane swap scenario. He TP'd into Holy Phoenix in one of their semi-final games.
Quite famously at this point.
Yeah, I've mentioned it a lot because it possibly is one of the most facepalmy plays I've had to cast in a while.
Kobe would have something to say about that.
Yeah, it'd probably be like, what was the wording? That TP was...
That TP sucked.
Yeah.
Was Kobe's very famous quote. And that was one of those opportunities that really could have been problematic. Oh, this is just unlucky timing. SmittyJ's flashed forward. Heroic charge into the wall. Flash away from Wickd. PePi's decided to chase. Blue buff will secure the kill with one more rocket. Cleanse flash to stay alive. NukeAlot has booted Wisdom backwards. There's no surviving yet. The Unbreakable's buying some time. But here comes SONSTAR. And he manages to make it out. How did Wisdom survive? Giants managed to get a kill and the tower for no cost.
Again, on super low health, Giants got out. Even xPePii was so low, flashing up red. Now the Wolves are going to try and push back on this one, but you alluded to just how did Wisdom get away. It's touch and go still. He's backing out. Up the top lane. Ezreal clicks through. It is not enough, but the tower is going to go down here.
It does indeed. So, at the very least, Copenhagen Wolves reply with the objective kill. That will keep the gold within touching distance. But it's Giants playing aggressive, it's Giants playing on the front foot, and it is Giants punishing the Wolves.
It's Giants punishing Wicked for being in areas where the numbers are in the Giants' favor. Again, this is two people there. xPePii was trying to get that last rocket. Flash came out from Wicked, but it was a knock-up from Poppy. Funnily enough, it actually made it very difficult for them to convert that kill so quick. xPePii got the tower in the end. He did take the aggro, but we knew he survived. Rift Tower will fight, believe it or not.
All right, let's do it. Go again. Teleports available for Caedrel, but he's already there, just off screen. Fires a Dark Binding. Not finding any target, though. And Swiftness Boots completed for 4 out of 5 members of the Giants. Gonna try to get around that Pillar of Ice as best as possible. But more importantly, Trinity Force, Aegis, Sunfire, and Essence Reaver all completed. So Giants can use those tools to further advance their lead. Uncontested Herald.
This time it's uncontested. Got stopped out on the last time for him, and we nearly ended up with a fight. But for now, it is going to be Giants taking that down. This looks a lot more like Giants from Game 1. We talked about the composition, how they've played with it. A lot closer to Game 1.
Go figure. Copenhagen Wolves win the lane swap games in a series where, truthfully, that was their expected weakness. And Giants, thus far, have shown in standard head-to-heads they can just play the maps somewhat better.
I mean, Copenhagen Wolves have seemingly been the team that was expect the unexpected.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, very, very true.
They have their issues during the regular split. They demolish Millennium, go 2-0 up against Huma, get reverse sweeped, lose the first game in demanding, in like devastating fashion here, then win 2 on the bounce from lane swaps.
So technically that means they should win this game, because now they're behind. The expectation is they will lose. We'll see whether or not that theory gets tested.
I don't even know it.
SONSTAR, Wisdom, Hustlin, gonna get a lot of damage down onto the inner turret. SmittyJ's threatening pressure on the side lane, and xPePii is now joined. Can't quite see if he's got package. No, not this time around. 5 members of Giants are grouped up. Teleport's already been channeled here for the Wolves just to defend the inner turret. Caedrel has arrived. Tormented Soil and the wave clear from the Titanic Hydra means that the Wolves successfully defend, but that's a teleport gone.
The problem with that is that SmittyJ just goes top lane and goes, okay, well now Caedrel can't defend against it. Okay, Wicked can, that's still fine. But it does mean that numbers advantage could play out in Giants' favor next time. Package is available though in the base if they're looking to set up a fight.
I think it is scary, though, that Wicked's had so much time to farm. Level 10 at the moment, getting close to next tier Subjugate. Yes, SmittyJ has got tower gold and assists, so they're actually very even, but we know how Trundle works into Poppy the later this game goes.
Yeah.
I want to see itemization, Wicked, as Analyst Disc was alluding to in the previous game, you know, talking about how actually all of the Wolves prioritized items that maybe didn't need to be prioritized early on. So let's see what happens next. Dragon number 2, and the damage over time has been secured yet again for Giants.
Gotta get that tower damage, man.
Hey, it works.
What it's all about. Package is in tow. We'll see whether it's, you know, a gift wrapped spot in the second round of the promotion tournament. Of course, if one of these teams were to win, well, obviously one of these teams.
I mean, it has to happen, right?
Thing I've said all day. Whichever team wins this, if they, damn it, oh, I'm out. I was gonna say they may have to play 3 days if they don't win tomorrow. God, if one of these teams.
Well, okay, so a few things, right? First of all, there has to be a winner.
Yeah, thank you.
Second thing, no one plays tomorrow. I mean, that's
it really balls this one up.
The promotion tournament will have a break tomorrow.
Yep.
While we return on Saturday with 2 best of 5s, right?
Good.
I mean, just don't show up to work tomorrow because
I'm gonna be like, I'm ready to cast, guys.
SONSTAR and SmittyJ playing the side lane. Look at this. Every time Giants push a wave in, they seem to recall, reallocate the destination, and they're now grouped up. The problem is there's not enough of a minion wave to do anything but get some chips away. Knocking at the marble, knocking at the concrete. I don't actually know what the stars are made from.
Sounds like a knockoff cookie brand.
There we go. Yeah, I like that. Tower continues to get chunked down. You can see that damage over time. Dark Binding's found a target, but there's no teleport from Caedrel to try get in behind Giants, despite actually there being a very good ward. Copenhagen Wolves play it safe. Don't risk making more mistakes, but are being squeezed tighter and tighter and tighter into their base.
Yeah, this is, you know, this is kind of what happens with standard lane games, though, at some point, is they kind of slow down when you run out of, you know, the easy objectives. Same thing happens with lane swaps, being honest, once the outer towers go down. But look, at this point, without cracking one of the inner towers, it's very difficult to move lane to lane.
Yeah.
You don't have the clear path from, like, a down top tower to mid lane and zone people away. So it's harder to orchestrate dives, especially up against, like, Alistar, Ezreal, Morgana.
All of this time has meant that xPePii's got a 230 CS to 170, plus 60 at 20 minutes over Caedrel. Look at the goal differences. It is equating to 14. More than a needlessly large rod.
It's a good way of putting it.
Yeah. SmittyJ is going to meet some resistance from Wickd as he was split pushing down that bottom lane the entire time. It's closed up. He was actually down about 20 CS to Wickd. Has now closed that up thanks to the fact that Copenhagen Wolves are defending the top lane. And I just feel like this, a mistake in positioning can completely change the tempo of this game, and Giants have shown they've been out of position multiple times this series.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But then again, so have the Wolves. Wicked twice in this game has been out of position. Once was his own doing by teleporting top. I kind of thought it was safe, didn't really respect the enemy teleport, and from there, like as soon as that TP like gets put down, Wicked's like, ah, crap. I'm dead in this situation. Like there's no second thought about it. He's like, okay, I'm safe, I'm not safe.
Nope, nope. In my experience, never teleport into 2B.
Never?
Nope, never.
Okay.
Nope, I don't care what the call is, not doing it. Not worth.
Well, you're an AD carry, so you don't normally have TPs. So
No.
I'd be impressed if you could.
I mean, that's also true. My sample size is incredibly small. But, you know, it still counts, right?
It's not about the size of the sample, it's how you interpret it.
I think that's true. I think that's very true. The confidence at which you deliver the answer. So did you know that 83% of all stats are made up on the spot?
That could or could not be true.
See, exactly. Depends if you believe me or not. Which is not what I do. Regardless, Giants are playing the Baron bait game. They've got vision control around the objective. They've got the Scuttle Crab for engage. And they've got a teleport available for SmittyJ. Baron has been started. SirNukeAlot has spotted it, and an instant unbreakable will. He's been locked in place. Teleport comes down from SmittyJ. NukeAlot goes into the Baron pit. Now Smitty's the one that's in trouble. Good cocoon onto Hustlin will prevent any further follow-up. The Glacial Fish is available. Hustlin's not going to use it. Kill onto NukeAlot. The cost, teleport. But it was actually equalized by Wickd.
Equalized by Wicked. Caedrel still has his Giants too low to turn for this Baron. So they can't actually turn that into the objective that they were looking for, but it was more of a bait than anything else.
Thank you for telling us.
Yep. There's the cow.
Yeah, we saw that happen. Well, we knew it happened. We didn't see it.
Happened. Yeah, there was a nice big alert. We're not going to
see it again?
We kind of saw it.
Come on, guys. We saw this already. That was the bit we didn't see.
How? With the hammer.
Good hammer from SmittyJ.
Yeah, it was good. Well, it was good, but the rest of the team can't follow. It's like one of those hammers that's there for just the hammer's sake.
Yeah. Hustlin's going to interrupt Ku's recall there with the Winter's Bite. QSS, third item here from SONSTAR. I like that. Into the Cocoon or Dark Bindings. Copenhagen Wolves will be fishing with. And we're in for Baron attempt number 2, Stress.
Yeah, there's 3 available blue trinkets on Copenhagen Wolves here. So all 3 of them go down at the same time. The
Copenhagen Wolves have been listening to Eiffel 65. They scream, I'm blue, dabba-dee-dabba-die. And Giants will be forced to play to the tune. They all bail out of the pits. But you have to worry about the... the 3 instantaneous blue wards.
For anybody that is old enough to remember, that was just like a spirograph that just got placed down. That thing where you go.
Oh yeah, you draw and then it does really cool.
And yeah.
Is it called a spirograph?
I think so. I was going to say Etch-a-Sketch, but that's the thing with
no, that's different. Yeah, that's exactly what they are. Wicked's in trouble. Barrel will lock him against the wall, But all Copenhagen Wolves are doing is trying to delay and stop the Baron. They've done so successfully 3 times, but Giants, they don't have another approach just yet.
No, but they will have all 3 blue trinkets. The movement of an Etch-a-Sketch is... You really need the Etch-a-Sketch there for it to look anywhere near appropriate.
Copenhagen Wolves are looking to get their first dragon. There is some challenge from Giants, but I think it'll be too late. Body slam from Wisdom, no explosive cast available. In actual fact, Copenhagen Wolves have bailed away. They did not have access to the primary damage dealers, and that will get secured by Giants. Third of the game, Wisdom smites this one.
They're probably just going to reset this now. You can see SmittyJ going to the bottom lane, going to clear out that. Peppy backs himself away, so now it's back to the Baron. Back to the Baron bait. And I realize not a lot of people are going to know what an Etch-a-Sketch is, apart from maybe if they've seen Toy Story. But then I was thinking that as well about earlier with that N64 discussion. I think if you gave most like young people of today an N64 controller, they'd look at it and be like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
I don't have 3 hands.
Yeah. How are you meant to use it?
How do I do this?
Well, it's a good question. We'll have to ask young people of today. One day. Caedrel will secure his own blue buff.
He will.
As the Copenhagen
okay
Wolves... Yeah, just a little cough.
Okay.
Didn't want it on air though, so I pressed the cough button. Copenhagen Wolves then grab themselves their own blue buff and rinse and repeat. I like the fact that Giants were playing the Baron bait. I like the fact that they're trying to force an error from the Copenhagen Wolves, but it currently feels like that's their only strategy. SmittyJ will get access to his teleport, so good, or a big reason why he's trying to push out the bottom lane. And let's just see if somebody overstays their welcome. Slight difference in item build, I feel. Wisdom grabbing Frozen Fist against the Trundle, against the Ezreal.
You don't really see that too often on Gragas, as we were mentioning earlier. More common in top lane item. That Senpai Cape. Iceborne Gauntlet build all the way around the world. Yeah. Not so much in the jungle, but you know, I guess he just wants that keg to be super cold. So he just wants his hands to be blocks of ice.
Especially if Giants end up winning this game and the series. Means they have 2 chances. They have double Elam brackets on Saturday, Sunday. Maybe Baron is the key to unlocking it. SmittyJ is with the team. All 5 members of Giants are around. Baron is being burned very, very quickly. True Shot Barrage deals a lot of damage to Giants, but it's now a 50-50. Baron is getting closer to being secured, and it's Giants that take it down. Caedrel's retreating with the Soul Shackles as SONSTAR flashes forward really aggressively. The QSS will keep him alive a little bit longer. It's been a 2-for-2 as Peppy's in trouble. He's trying to fight Wickd. The chomp won't be enough. EUCS jumps into the Frost Bomb. 4 members of the Copenhagen Wolves are down. Ku may be the last target. He flashes away defensively, gets a good cocoon under the tower. Wisdom's looking for the auto and finds it. An ace for 2 and Baron. Giants may have just done it.
Giants may have just done it. They're pushing in 2 waves here with the Baron buff. They've got a Corki, they've got a Lucian. It is 12 seconds before Pinoy, so it's going to be inhibitors and out by the looks of it for Giants. They probably won't. Yeah, they will get mid lane from this as well, but that should be enough of a lead to swing back out onto the Rift and look to end this. That is an insanely high Baron power play.
In the first minute of a Baron power play, Giants almost accrue 7,000 more gold than the Copenhagen Wolves. They've got super minions in 2 lanes. Wickd has even jumped into a fight, but there's 2 members of the Giants available. Caedrel has a teleport too, has decided not to jump in. Essence Flux almost takes SONSTAR, but Pinoy will get the shutdown onto Wisdom. True Shot Barrage! He picks up the kill. Shutdown. Baron removed from 2, and look at the power play. That's a big swinging gold secured by the Wolves.
Baron removed from 2, but importantly, it still remains on a couple. In fact, I only think it's now Wisdom that it remains on. We'll take a look at that at the end. This was the Baron fight. 600 health before the smite went down from Wisdom. That was almost anybody's game from there. We didn't really see much of the fight on the left with SONSTAR and Wisdom, but they were zoning Ku away. This was Peppy fighting Wickd and SirNukeAlot over at the side, so it looks like it was just clean-up business on the left here. Ku, we saw him getting chased down by the end of it. Triple kill got locked in for Peppy. Wisdom with the Iceborne Gauntlet was able to take down Ku. And now we get to find out. I believe it's 1 member of the Giants has Baron, and I think it's Wisdom.
Yeah, 1 member alive.
Ah, it's Peppy. Peppy was the one that didn't die.
So Peppy which is good because he's going to be in the center of any siege. As you can see, tower number 8 falls. Giants have got super minions in 2 lanes. Flash forward, Valkyrie forward rather, from Pepi. Gets a good chunk of damage. Giants now need to play smart. They have a teleport available from SmittyJ. They have super minions going through multiple lanes. What? If they just bide their time, they can make it work.
A mortal reminder on SONSTAR? That is an item that is usually reserved for games with a Mundo in it, and that is about it. Grievous Wounds will be applied on the auto attacks. And obviously Grievous Wounds is only your own healing and regeneration abilities.
Hey, Trundle can do a lot of that.
He can.
So can Morgana. Not a lot, but some counts.
A little bit.
Yep. Look at the siege now. Giants, they're looking for the engage. A headbutt away will send Wisdom back in the lane. Super Minions just about to get into the base. The Glacial Fissure goes along the tower while Wickd and EUCS are knocked up into the air. Wickd forced to flash defensively and SmittyJ's in trouble. Dark Binding only locks down Hustlin as Pinoy arcane shifts into a Mystic Shot to pick up a kill. He's on a killing spree now. Taking down Hustlin.
Giants were a little impatient with that. The top lane hadn't pushed in. Mid lane was still being soaked up by Pinoy off at the side. Giants could have waited for top lane to push down into the base.
Should have waited.
Should have. I mean, Wicked, he couldn't even like TP behind them or anything. Caedrel would have been the one to absorb it and maybe look to TP. Look at the minimap. Top lane, right now, look at how far away that is from the base. Wisdom went in aggressively and it starts the fight for Giants. Giants feel like they're too far ahead. Or so far ahead that they can take this fight. Remember, a lot of the goal difference has actually come in the last few minutes, so their itemization differences isn't massively ahead of what the Copenhagen Wolves have right now. Wolves have just come out of the base and stolen the dragon away from themselves. Q is caught though. Look at Pepi trying to end this.
Oh, Pepi's got a Nexus turret while the rest of the Wolves are being distracted. Giants are trying to interrupt the recalls. Going to guide in those super minions. Wisdom's interrupted EUCS. SmittyJ's trying to do the same. Q's in so much trouble. The exhaust is being used and SONSTAR's not been stopped. A Nexus turret number 2 will drop shortly. The minions should be able to do it. Pepi's looking to run away. Gets shut down by Wickd. The kill is secured. SONSTAR, though, with the culling, not able to kill Q. SmittyJ fires the hammer. Will not connect with the target, and the Ardent Blaze not available for a repeat. This is going to be the game. Giants have got minions onto the Nexus turret. In 31 minutes, they've caught Caedrel. Caedrel will back away to the fountain. There's an interrupt by Wisdom, but it doesn't matter. Cancels the teleport in the last second, and Giants send the Copenhagen Wolves back to the Challenger Series. It's tough for the Wolves. And we're so close, but just not able to cross the finish line. For Giants, they now enter the double elimination bracket.
You saw a slight smirk on the face of Pepi, not the same grin he had on that player camera in game 1, but as the final remaining active player from the roster that joined through the expansion tournament a year and a half ago, they have held on to their spot for now. They still have to hold through another best-of-5 series, but the dream is perhaps still alive.
5 teams entered the summer promotion tournament. Copenhagen Wolves have already been knocked out. Of the 4 remaining, well, obviously only 3 will advance. And it will be either Giants against Splice or Puma against Rockets. And that we will find out on Saturday. But for now, Giants, they've sent a message. They've sent a message to Splice. Lane swap or bust is kind of the theory of the day.
And the problem is, I think, so congratulations to Giants first off, before anything else. I mean, Giants make their way past the Copenhagen Wolves. We saw glimpses of a better Giants than we did in the regular split. Also saw glimpses of the Giants that played in the regular split and looked kind of rough. Problem is, I feel like Splyce is a bit of a different beast now. Splyce and Rocket are on a bit higher a level up, in my opinion, than the Giants are and Copenhagen Wolves. So this is always going to be that test to see where Giants were compared to the Wolves. And they're at a fairly similar level for most of those games.
And what so much information can be taken away from these games.
Yeah.
Looking at how Giants played lane swaps, looking at how they handle 2v2s, the Varus Jim combination, the Nidalee jungle. Like,
yes,
there is so much information that Splyce can wean from watching these games. Congratulations to Giants. We're going to head to Pulse on stage, the mind behind the Giants.
Cheers, guys. I'm here